Hey, what's up guys? Aaron here. So in this video, FTX bankruptcy updates. I'm going to touch on what came through the docket over the last couple days, FTT, Solana, reemerging as FTX 2.0. Also going to touch on BlockFi and what they're trying to do to get money back for their creditors. There's also some dispute on whether the crypto is the property of the customer or the estate. So very similar to what happened with Celsius. And I'm also going to touch on the next very important date happening next month in December. So if you're new to my station and you want to follow the FTX bankruptcy, make sure to subscribe and leave your comments below if you have any questions on what I talked about. So starting out, going through what came through the docket. So the first two are the ad hoc committee for FTX.com and also the debtors, meaning FTX. They are in support to reimburse the ad hoc committee for their legal expenses. Personally, I think that's a good idea, and the debtors in 326 pages did make a good case on why this ad hoc committee is a very vital part of this bankruptcy process. Next, really quick, we have the debtors, meaning FTX, wanting to recover $22.5 million. And basically, they are asking the judge to approve this. So they said $22.5 million can come back to stakeholders without needing to commence litigation. And this is money that was sent from FTX to an organization called Effective Ventures. So we are still, ironically, at the very beginning of the FTX bankruptcy process, and there will be a lot of documents that come in like this. So next we have FTX asking for permission to expunge, meaning eliminate certain claims. So right here, we have some people saying that FTX owes them $100 million, $110 million, ridiculous numbers. So FTX is asking permission just to eliminate these. So next we have a pro se creditor, meaning individually not represented by a lawyer, a gentleman named Mr. Simon Carter. And what he is fighting for is the fact that the digital assets or crypto belong to the customers. Right here are the property of affected customers, and those digital assets are not the property of the debtors. So as of September 13th, this issue is still unresolved, which is pretty interesting. And he says there is great risk of incorrectly treating customer property, meaning customer crypto, as part of the bankruptcy or the debtor's estate. He does mention the terms of service stating that title to your digital assets shall at all times remain with you and shall not transfer to FTX Trading. So he is asking for clarity on this. And this is 319 pages this guy delivered to the court, which is a lot, and definitely not going to go through the whole thing, but there are some major points in this case that do need to be ironed out. Now, if you're involved with Celsius, you are well familiar with this matter. Basically, the judge ruled in Celsius's bankruptcy that everyone's crypto, except if they were in custody, if they were specifically custody crypto, but like 90% plus of people's crypto that was an earn or that was used as collateral, is property of the bankruptcy estate. And that is one of the reasons that the NewCo that ironically got shut down by the SEC about a week or two ago, that's one of the reasons that they were allowed to even present this idea of this NewCo, because that was not the Celsius's customers' crypto. Basically, when Celsius customers deposited that crypto on the Celsius platform, it was kind of like giving it to a hedge fund where they could legally do whatever they wanted with it. So what Mr. Simon Carter is asking for is just some clarity on the situation. So next we have BlockFi trying to fight for their customers' coins. Because remember, BlockFi gave Alameda a massive loan, which I'll cover in just a moment. So it says here, BlockFi and its customers are among the victims of the historic fraud perpetrated by the FTX debtors. Many BlockFi customers have lost significant amounts of their life savings due to the debtors' fraud, yet the FTX debtors suggest they seek to strip liens that secure their debt to BlockFi and imply that only a faceless corporation will be impacted. BlockFi says the reality, however, is that FTX debtors seek to strip value from hundreds of thousands of individual BlockFi customers, value that is owed to those customers and is their legal entitlement, and with it, their chance of recovering their life savings. So what BlockFi is asking for is that the proceeds of any approved sale of what are called trust assets belong to BlockFi customers. And to remind you guys, BlockFi loaned Alameda $695.4 million that Alameda did not repay BlockFi. So the BlockFi bankruptcy and those creditors are waiting on the FTX bankruptcy to probably complete, or at least get close to completion, because a lot of BlockFi customers' recovery is tied up in this almost $700 million loan that hopefully they will get back. It's a real bummer that we have FTX customers hoping that BlockFi customers don't get their money back, because then maybe more money would go to FTX customers. It's unfortunate that people are pitted against each other in this way, but that is, in fact, just what's happening. So next we have two motions, one to dismiss the bankruptcy case of FTX Europe, and then the other one to dismiss the bankruptcy case of FTX Trading Limited. So regarding this FTX Europe bankruptcy, what they're saying is that John J. Ray did not have the authority to file the bankruptcy petition, and therefore FTX Europe's Chapter 11 proceeding must be dismissed. So my assumption is that those creditors that are negatively affected by FTX Europe filing bankruptcy would get a lot of benefit if this bankruptcy could go away. And same thing here for FTX Trading Limited. So this is a very complicated picture of all of the different entities under FTX, some under Nishad and some under Gary Wang, but these are all related to FTX. So that's one of the reasons that there are so many motions about this entity or that entity, is because there are just so many. And before I talk about recovery and FTT, Solana, and getting out of Chapter 11, I first want to talk about the sponsor of this video, which is Claims Market. Now, Claims Market is where you can easily sell your bankruptcy claim, and in, I believe, 2 to 3 days, you will get that money wired into your bank account. And right now for FTX, this is the highest they have ever paid for claims. So for larger claims, they will pay more. If you have clawback exposure, that'll definitely affect how much they will offer you for your claim. But Claims Market has a ton of different buyers and hedge funds and professionals that will bid for your claim, and then you will be able to get the highest price for that. So right now it's looking to be around 57, maybe to 61%, again, depending on the size of your claim. So there's a lot of reasons why somebody would consider selling their claim. One is just the stress of watching these videos of mine or just being involved in this bankruptcy. And another reason why people may want to sell their claim is just because they need the money, and they also want to make taxes very simple. So could the offer prices go down if we go into another bear market or a recession? Absolutely. So I'll include the link to Claims Market below if you have any questions about selling your claim and what they would offer you for your claim. So talking about FTT, it's pretty crazy that FTT token rallies 28% because Binance ran into problems. So taking a look right here, you can see over the last 14 days, I believe this is where Binance ran into those issues. It was around $3 and then it jumped to $4.76 or so, which is a huge jump. And now it is coming back down because this was kind of a silly trade and it really doesn't make any sense. From what I've been hearing, FTT will not be a part of any rebranded FTX. Now remember, there are 3 different bidders bidding on the FTX exchange. And I believe December 13th, so we have about 2 weeks or so, that'll be the time when we know who wins the bid. Solana, though, makes up a large percentage of the estate. FTX has 58 million Solana or SOL tokens. Many of those will be unlocked over the next couple years, all the way out to 2028. So the price of SOL will affect the FTX estate's value. But again, if we go into a bear market, or this bull market does not happen like a lot of people think it will, then what Claims Market will buy or claim for will be affected. I believe one of the reasons it's as high as it is because crypto prices are higher right now. If I were in charge of the FTX estate, or if I were a lawyer representing FTX, I would be petitioning to sell the SOL tokens. FTX basically has 1/8 or 1/9 of the entire circulating supply of SOL. So if they want to sell these tokens, they're going to have to do it slowly or they will really tank the price. And this is a story I saw on NPR a few days ago about somebody that lost $200,000 when FTX went under and froze withdrawals. And reading this story, it is very sad, and I think there are tens of thousands, if not more, in a similar position. He lost his job, he had to file for bankruptcy, and he's having relationship issues, I believe. Now, someone like this, would it be a good idea to consider selling your claim? Possibly, especially if you think that the market, the crypto market, is going to go up. You can take that money, you can invest in altcoins or invest directly in Bitcoin. And there's probably more upside in doing that, investing it on your own in the crypto market if you want, than waiting 1, 2, 3 years possibly before they see any crypto back. And last week, when OpenAI with Sam Altman was having their crazy circus act, Anthropic, which FTX backed with $500 million, their CEO declined OpenAI's offer to merge. So remember that FTX has a lot of equity investments, right here Anthropic being one of their biggest ones. The people in charge of the FTX estate have not decided to sell their equity investment in Anthropic yet. I think it would be a good idea. I mean, maybe they're thinking that if they wait longer, we're going to go into a general economic bull run and a recession's not going to happen, and then it'll be worth more. I don't know. That's a hard decision, especially when you are sitting on people's life savings, and by selling it, you can lock in profits for people. But thankfully, that is not my job to decide that. So guys, that is it for the video. Thanks for watching. If you're an FTX creditor, make sure to subscribe if you want to catch these when they come out. Or if you have a friend that is involved in this bankruptcy process, if they lost money with FTX, you can send this video to them so they can keep track of what's going on as well. And I want to thank Claims Market for sponsoring this video, which again gives people the option of getting liquidity, getting money, getting out of the bankruptcy process, getting stress out of their life, and moving on with their lives, which I think is super, super important to give people that option. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.